Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. Today we are pulling from the Light Sheer Tarot cards. So we're starting off with the Ten of Pentacles. We got this yesterday, and I feel like this is like concentrating on the key of life, which is the foundation of our soul tribe, our tribe, period. Maybe we were born into an amazing tribe, maybe we had to make our own tribe. But I feel like as we move forward, it's like this could be a rebirth in your life where you are finding your tribe. I love this big, beautiful dream catcher. It reminds me of the sun. And I feel like that's what they're saying here, that, you're about to come into this transition here. We have the hang person here. And you see the stance that she's in. And I like she's like touching the water. But I feel like because she's ascending, it does look like she's in water. And it's like, going towards the surface, going towards the light. And I feel like this is where we transition, and I definitely feel like a lot of us are in that. Like that epiphany I had yesterday is like, Shane transitioned, but so did I. At the same time, I transformed. You know what I mean? It's just like, whatever I've been running away from, which is becoming a healer, it's like I embraced, getting those channel messages during a reading. They're like, you can be a professional healer if you want to. And I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? And it just naturally happened. I got a tarot deck. I've always been drawn to tarot. I remember doing readings at a bachelorette party, So it's just like, something I was prone to do, and I talk a lot. Healers talk a lot. And we love people. So I feel like, even though sometimes I say I hate people, but, it's just I get pissed off. So we got the Nine of Pentacles here as well as a rebirth in our life, and I feel like this is connecting us with nature. You know what I mean? She's sitting there taking the bird out of the dream catcher here, and it's just like, even our fur babies are part of our family. It just depends how you see them. You know what I mean? To me, I see them as, this beautiful addition. You know what I mean? Like yesterday I was going through it, this was when we had our viewing for Shane, and well, not we. They wanted to put on a show. So it's just like, going through that, you know what I mean? It's just, just feeling all that. And I feel like because I was so busy last year, because I had to retrain Sunny, and, I was training, and, there was all these projects going on, and it's just like everything was out of the blue. Just like everything was out of the blue. And I feel like it's appreciate those things. That's what life is about. These out of the blue manifestations and beauty and light that come into our life. And it's just like out of the blue. And it's just like, I feel like this is where they're saying, choose ascension. You know what I mean? Choose to go towards the light. Because I feel like this is like, we're being pulled forward. Like it or not, we're being pulled forward. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you want to drag your feet. You want to feel some sort of way. And it's like, yeah, okay. But at the same time, it's like, we need to move forward. We can't, being stuck here isn't serving us anymore. And I feel like while they were showing that person, that gentleman, sitting in the wheelchair, and he's in this depressive state, like he's crippled by what he feels. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just like, he needs to sit there and realize, like, no one's coming to save us. No one can make that decision but you. You know what I mean? I know some of my life like this, and it's like, nobody can change your life but you. You know what I mean? It's just like, you got to make that choice. Or it's just like, there's consequences for that. You can't sit there and expect everyone to put up with that for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you got to change. You got to help. You got to help us help you, So it's just, this could be you. This could be someone in your life. We have the World card, and I feel like everything's coming full circle here, opportunities that come out of the blue, but I feel like something that will just tie like everything together. But I feel like with this, like I was saying to last night, it's not that I don't want to feel anything for Shane anymore. I know I'm going to get triggered the rest of my life. Just part of, being in relationships. But it's like, I don't want to feel that anymore. There's no place for it in my life no more. I got to move forward. I got to sit there and transition to the next, thing. Instead of feeling that sadness and grief in my heart calling out to him, it's like, I got to crush that up and change that into something positive that I can put out in the world, even put in myself, like, it's just like, I feel like I feel it more because of what he told me in that dream that he did not want to pass. As much as he used to say that, while he was here, and I'm just like, what are you saying? I remember, like, I turned to him, I'm like, remember when your dad would say that and you would get so upset and Junior would get so upset? And I'm like, why are you saying that? I'm like, your kids can hear you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like life may not be what you thought it should be turned out to be, but that moment does not define the rest of your life. You know? It's just like you can never sit there and do anything that, even though you thought it would, to change that. It's just, that's some people, that's just ingrained in them, you know? That really got me. And I feel like maybe that's why it hit me harder this year, because it's like, as much as he used to verbalize that's what he wanted. It's like now that he's there, it's just like, oh, well, you know, it's not what I thought it would be. It's like, of course not. What did you think it was going to be? You know what I mean? Now there's this huge separation, in a sense. We're together, but we're not together in the sense that we used to be. We have the 10 of Cups, and I feel like that's an unconditional love. And it's just like, just because, like in my case, it's like, this is what's going on. There's still a lot of things to be grateful for. My children, Sonny, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of wonderful people I've met through healing that have become a real pivotal part of my life. And I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, even though things sometimes we get triggered, we feel emotions. It's like, feel those emotions. I'm not saying don't feel those. You know what I mean? You feel them, but don't let it suck you down. And I feel like that with the Hangman. It's like you want to ascend towards the sun, you know what I mean? And come out of this deep emotion, but it's just like you have to make that choice. You know what I mean? We make that choice every single day. I woke up and I'm like, you know what? Today's a new day. Today's, you know what I mean? Like, that was yesterday, this is today. Thank you, God, for another blessed day. Every day, my life keeps getting better and better, even if it's 10%, even if it's 0.10%, it's like, at least, you wake up and make that decision. Who knows what the day's going to bring? You know what I mean? Even when I have dreams like that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Even though I dreamt that and I feel this, it's like, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to define the rest of the day. Obviously triggered something in me. And I feel like that's why I got triggered this year. Because he said, like, that really freaking bothered me that, he was just like, he didn't want to transition. And I'm like, well, you know what I mean? I kept telling him, stop putting that in the freaking universe, But, there's other factors, medical factors that played into it. But it's just like, that's why I tell my kids, words are weapons. Even myself, I catch myself, oop, gotta be careful with that, you know what I mean? So it's just like, be careful what you're manifesting, but also be grateful what's around you. You know what I mean? I feel like, because, going into March break for the kids, and a lot of kids in Canada they're saying Ontario, are going into March break. It's just like, sit there and appreciate the time that you're in. You know what I mean? And what's this time about? We're all, like, we're preoccupied with work. We're preoccupied with school, homework, it's like all these things that take up our time. And it's like, are you having time to reconnect as a family? You know what I mean? Check in on each other. We do that on a daily basis. Checking in on each other. Making sure we're all good. This time is just a blip. Like, like I said, like, I feel like I've been robbed for the past 4 years. But it's just like, my little boys have transitioned into these young men. You know what I mean? And it's just like, they're able to... I feel like that bond is grown stronger because of it. Because they're grown and, I sit there and I listen to them. You know what I mean? It's just like, yes, children should, know their place and stuff like that. But you know what? Still talk to them like they're humans. You know what I mean? Like, what they think and what they feel. That's where we grew them up to be. Independent thinkers, independent individuals. You know what I mean? Not in a disrespectful way. And I tell them that. Yes, you can express your opinions. But you have to say it in a respectful way. Yeah, I may not come off in the most articulate way, but I'm still your mother at the end of the day. But it's just like, don't forget that unconditional love in your life and be grateful for it. Be grateful for those times that you are together. Like, I'm grateful when my mom and my sister's family are together. You know what I mean? That, like, we always, like, have an amazing time. You know what I mean? And it's just like, those times I cherish because it's just, there's not enough of those. You know what I mean? I wish there was more of those. I really, you know what I mean? It's like, I moved 16 hours to be closer to my nephews, but I feel like I see them more than I did, when I lived in Toronto. But It's just like, I would like to see them more, but, that is life. You know, we'll see what happens in the future. You know what I mean? So, that's why I'm saying it's just, live life to the fullest, do what makes you happy. Life is too short to be miserable. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you're in that state, it's like do little things like every day. Like, even if you, sit outside your house, on the porch and just take in some fresh air, it's like do it for yourself. You know what I mean? Get that help so you can sit there and live a full life. So you don't sit there and be like, what the hell did I do with my life while I was here? You know? Your life matters. You're here for a reason. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.